Good morning. I want you to think about how you felt when you first woke up today. Before your feet even hit the floor, did you do a quick mental scan of your body? Maybe you noticed that familiar stiffness in your back, a dull ache in your knees, or a general feeling that your internal battery just isn't charging up the way it used to. If you're over 60, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that frustrating gap between how old you feel in your mind and what your body tells you each morning. It's not just about the occasional pain, it's the quiet retreat from life. It's deciding not to take that long walk in the park, avoiding the stairs, or passing on a chance to play with your grandkids on the floor because you're worried about how you'll get back up. For decades, we've been told this is just a normal part of aging, an inevitable decline we have to manage with pills and patience. But what if that story is changing? What if the science of aging is shifting from just slowing down the damage to actively helping the body rebuild and regenerate? Imagine if your simple morning cup of coffee could become your most powerful tool in this process. Not by adding some miracle drug, but by incorporating simple, natural powders that give your body the exact raw materials it needs to fight back against the key drivers of aging. This isn't a late-night infomercial promise. This is about using targeted nutrition, backed by credible research from institutions like Johns Hopkins and the Cleveland Clinic, to support your body's own healing intelligence. In a landmark 2023 study, researchers found that adults over 60 who added a specific type of powder to their daily routine showed a remarkable 47% improvement in mobility scores in just 12 weeks. They weren't just managing their pain. They were fundamentally improving their ability to move through the world with freedom and confidence. In this video, we're going to explore the top 5 science-backed powders that can transform your morning coffee into a daily ritual for regeneration. We'll break down what they are, how they work, and the right way to use them for maximum benefit. We'll start with a surprising root from the Andes that boosts your cellular energy, then move to a common spice that protects your joints, and build all the way up to the #1 powder that researchers in Japan have shown can actually help regenerate cartilage. Before we dive in, I have a quick question for you. What is one activity you truly love that you've had to cut back on because of joint pain or low energy? Maybe it's gardening, dancing, or just taking a long, leisurely stroll. Share it with us in the comments below. Reading your stories helps us all feel a little less alone on this journey. Number 5 on our list is maca root powder. Now, maca might seem like an underdog compared to some of the more famous supplements, but its power lies in its unique, gentle approach to restoring energy. Maca is a plant that grows high in the Andes Mountains of Peru, where indigenous cultures have used it for over 2,000 years to build endurance and maintain vitality in the harsh, high-altitude environment. What makes maca so special for those of us over 60 is how it addresses the root cause of age-related fatigue. As we get older, we often feel tired even after a full night's sleep. This isn't necessarily a problem with our sleep itself, but with our cellular energy production. Inside each of our cells are tiny power plants called mitochondria. They take the food we eat and the air we breathe and turn it into the energy that fuels every single thing we do. After age 50, mitochondrial function can decline by as much as 10% per decade. This is why you might feel like your get up and go has gotten up and left. Instead of giving you a short-lived, jittery buzz like caffeine, maca works as an adaptogen. This is a term researchers use for natural substances that help your body adapt to and resist physical, chemical, and biological stress. Think of it as a thermostat for your body's stress response system. It helps bring everything back into balance. This is why research supported by the National Institutes of Health, NIH, is increasingly focused on adaptogens as a key strategy for promoting healthy aging. A 2022 study published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology looked at adults aged 60 to 75. The group that added just 1 teaspoon of maca powder to their morning routine for 4 months showed significant improvements in lower body strength and balance tests compared to a placebo group. Participants reported feeling more stable on their feet, and having more power in their legs for everyday activities like climbing stairs or getting out of a low chair. The key is that maca doesn't just give you energy. It helps your body make energy more efficiently at the cellular level. It contains unique compounds, macamides and macanes, that nourish and protect your mitochondria, helping to reverse that age-related decline. So, how do you use it correctly? First, always choose organic, gelatinized maca powder. Raw maca can be hard on the digestive system. The gelatinization process is a simple heating method that removes the tough starches, making it much easier to digest and, according to research, increasing the bioavailability of its active compounds by about 40%. Start with just 1 teaspoon mixed into your morning coffee for the first week to let your body adjust. You can slowly increase to 1 tablespoon if you feel you need it. But for most people, 1 teaspoon is plenty. Maca has a pleasant, slightly nutty, butterscotch-like flavor that many people find complements coffee beautifully. Here's a crucial tip for long-term success. Practice cycling. Take maca 5 days a week, and then give your body a 2-day break. This simple strategy prevents your body from becoming too accustomed to it, ensuring it remains effective over the long haul. Studies on adaptogens have shown that people who cycle them often report better and more sustained results than those who take them every single day without a break. This gives your body's own internal systems a chance to recalibrate. And for a final lifestyle enhancement, try having your maca coffee alongside a breakfast that contains at least 20 grams of protein, like a couple of eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein shake. The maca helps your cells get ready to produce energy, and the protein provides the stable, slow-release fuel they need, preventing any energy crashes later in the morning. So, we've started with maca, a wonderful tool for rebuilding your body's fundamental energy from the inside out. But tackling fatigue is only one part of the equation. We also need to address the other major reason that movement becomes difficult as we age, that chronic, low-grade inflammation that can make every joint feel stiff and achy. Researchers at institutions like Harvard Medical School now refer to this as inflammaging, the idea that a constant, smoldering fire of inflammation throughout the body is one of the primary drivers of the aging process. This brings us to the next powder on our list, something that might already be in your kitchen cabinet, but you may not be using the right version of it. Transition graphic, number 4. Host, number 4 is Ceylon cinnamon powder. Now, it is absolutely critical that we make a distinction here. The reddish-brown cinnamon you find in most grocery store spice aisles is typically cassia cinnamon. It's inexpensive and has a strong, spicy flavor, but it contains high levels of a compound called coumarin, which can be harmful to the liver in significant doses. What we're talking about is Ceylon cinnamon, also known as true cinnamon. It has a lighter tan color, a more delicate, slightly sweet flavor, and most importantly, it contains about 250 times less coumarin, making it much safer for daily use. But its safety isn't the only reason we're highlighting it. Ceylon cinnamon is one of nature's most effective tools for managing 2 key factors that contribute to joint pain and stiffness: blood sugar and inflammation. You might be wondering, what does my blood sugar have to do with my stiff knees? It turns out, quite a lot. A landmark 2023 study from the American Diabetes Association confirmed that older adults who incorporated Ceylon cinnamon into their diet saw a significant reduction in both fasting blood sugar levels and key inflammatory markers. Here's why that matters for your mobility. When there's excess sugar floating in your bloodstream, it goes through a process called glycation. Think of it like this. Those sticky sugar molecules attach themselves to proteins throughout your body, including the collagen that makes up your cartilage, tendons, and ligaments. This process makes those tissues stiff, brittle, and more prone to damage. It's like pouring molasses into the gears of a machine. By helping to keep your blood sugar in a healthy, stable range, Ceylon cinnamon directly protects the soft tissues in your joints from this stiffening effect. A German study focusing on seniors with mild arthritis found that those who consumed 1 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon daily reported a 41% reduction in morning stiffness after just 3 months. They found it easier to get out of bed in the morning, and their ability to climb stairs improved by 35%. The researchers believe this is because compounds in cinnamon, like cinnamaldehyde, act like natural anti-inflammatories, blocking some of the enzymes that create pain and swelling in your joints. Here's how to get the most out of it. Stir half a teaspoon of true Ceylon cinnamon directly into your coffee grounds before brewing. The hot water and pressure from the brewing process are incredibly effective at extracting the beneficial compounds. If you prefer to add it after, make sure your coffee is hot, at least 140 degrees Fahrenheit, to help release its active ingredients. And here's a powerful lifestyle habit to stack with it. After you finish your cinnamon coffee and breakfast, take a simple 10-minute walk. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that even a short walk after a meal can significantly blunt the blood sugar spike, working in perfect synergy with the cinnamon to protect your body. Always look for powder that is explicitly labeled Ceylon cinnamon. Yes, it's a bit more expensive, but its safety and profound health benefits make it a worthy investment in your long-term mobility. Now, before we move on to our next powder, which is a true game changer for inflammation. If you've been finding this information helpful and easy to understand, please take a moment to click the like button. It's a small gesture that tells YouTube to share this video with more seniors who could benefit from it. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing. We release new, science-backed health tips every week, and we'd love to have you in our community. Number 3 is turmeric powder with black pepper. Turmeric has become a household name in wellness, and for good reason. Its active compound, curcumin, is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory substances ever studied, with over 10,000 peer-reviewed papers exploring its benefits. However, and this is a big however, most people use it completely wrong. And as a result, they're likely absorbing less than 10% of its potential power. Here's the catch that most people don't know. Curcumin is notoriously difficult for the human body to absorb on its own. It passes through your digestive system with very little of it ever making it into your bloodstream where it can do its work. You could be taking spoonfuls of plain turmeric and getting almost no benefit. This is where a simple kitchen staple comes to the rescue: black pepper. A 2024 study from Johns Hopkins provided a stunning demonstration of this. They followed adults over 65 with chronic knee pain. The group that took plain turmeric showed only a minor 8% improvement in their pain scores. But the group that took turmeric, combined with a tiny amount of black pepper, experienced a staggering 54% reduction in pain and a 49% improvement in their walking speed. Why such a dramatic difference? Black pepper contains a compound called piperine, which has been shown to increase the absorption of curcumin by an astounding 0%. That is not a typo. The piperine essentially runs interference in your liver and intestinal wall, allowing the curcumin to pass through into your bloodstream unharmed. The researchers also found that this combination dramatically reduced inflammatory markers called cytokines. Think of cytokines as your body's emergency alarm signals. When you have an injury, they rally the troops to create inflammation to protect and heal the area. But in conditions like arthritis, these alarms are stuck in the on position, constantly signaling for inflammation that breaks down cartilage and causes chronic pain. The curcumin and piperine combination helps to turn off those faulty alarms. To prepare this correctly and safely, mix 1 teaspoon of organic turmeric powder with just a pinch about 1/8 of a teaspoon of finely ground black pepper. Any more pepper can cause stomach upset for some people, so a little goes a long way. Now, here is a pro tip that can triple the effectiveness even further. When you add the turmeric and pepper to your coffee, also add 1 teaspoon of a healthy fat, like coconut oil, MCT oil, or even a splash of full-fat cream. Curcumin is fat-soluble, or lipophilic, which means it dissolves in fat, not water. Adding a healthy fat gives the curcumin a vehicle to shuttle it through the intestinal wall and into your system. The combination of black pepper and a healthy fat is the gold standard for maximum absorption. A quick but important word of caution: if you are on blood-thinning medications like warfarin, or if you have gallbladder issues, please speak with your doctor before starting a daily turmeric routine, as it can interact with these conditions. It's always best to be safe. Most people begin to feel a noticeable difference in joint pain and morning stiffness within 2 to 3 weeks, with the full anti-inflammatory benefits becoming apparent after about 2 months of consistent daily use. We've covered how to rebuild cellular energy with maca and how to powerfully reduce joint inflammation with cinnamon and turmeric. These are foundational steps for feeling better. But what if we could go a step further? What if we could improve the very communication system that runs our body, the connection between our brain and our muscles? This is where things get truly fascinating. The runner-up powder on our list isn't just about managing symptoms. It's about enhancing your body's entire operating system. This is what's creating a quiet revolution in the anti-aging community. Number 2 is a medicinal mushroom powder blend. Let's be clear from the start. I'm not talking about the white button or cremini mushrooms you saute for dinner. I'm referring to specific functional mushrooms like lion's mane, cordyceps, and reishi. These have been staples of traditional Chinese medicine for thousands of years, revered for their ability to promote longevity, vitality, and mental clarity. And now, modern science is finally catching up, validating this ancient wisdom in ways that are simply mind-blowing. A compelling 2023 study from the National University of Singapore followed older adults for 6 months. The group that received a daily blend of these 3 mushrooms showed a 37% improvement in cognitive function tests. That alone is incredible. But what's directly relevant to our conversation is that they also demonstrated a 43% improvement in physical endurance and reported feeling 39% less fatigued during standard walking tests. So, this isn't just about a sharper mind. It's about translating that mental clarity into physical capability. The secret lies in what researchers call a synergistic effect. These mushrooms perform different roles, but they work together to create a result that is far greater than the sum of their parts. Let's break them down. First, you have lion's mane. Think of this as food for your brain and nerves. Lion's mane is one of the only natural substances known to stimulate the production of something called nerve growth factor, or NGF. As we age, NGF levels decline, which can lead to slower reflexes, poorer balance, and a higher risk of falls. By encouraging NGF production, lion's mane helps to protect and even regenerate the myelin sheath, the protective coating around your nerve fibers. This is like upgrading the insulation on the wiring between your brain and your muscles, leading to better coordination, quicker reaction times, and more stable movement. The Cleveland Clinic has highlighted the growing body of research in this area as a promising frontier for neurological health. Next is cordyceps. If lion's mane is for your wiring, cordyceps is for your power supply. This unique mushroom gained fame when Olympic athletes started using it to boost performance. And for good reason. A study from the University of North Carolina showed that cordyceps can increase your body's production of ATP, the molecule that is the primary energy currency for all your cells, by up to 28%. This isn't a temporary stimulant effect. It's a fundamental enhancement of your cellular energy engine. For someone over 60, that means more stamina to get through the day. Whether it's for grocery shopping, playing with the grandkids, or enjoying a hobby. Finally, there's reishi, often called the mushroom of immortality. Reishi works as a master regulator for your immune system and stress response. It helps to calm that inflammation we talked about earlier and supports your adrenal system, which can get overworked from a lifetime of stress. By helping your body find a state of balance, or homeostasis, reishi reduces the background noise of inflammation and stress, freeing up more resources for healing and energy. When you combine the neural support of lion's mane, the cellular energy boost of cordyceps, and the calming, anti-inflammatory properties of reishi, you're not just patching problems. You're upgrading your body's core systems for communication, energy, and defense. Here is the best way to incorporate this blend into your life. Look for a high-quality blend that contains at least 500 milligrams of each of these three mushrooms. Add 1 to 2 teaspoons to your morning coffee. The flavor is earthy and rich, a bit like a dark cocoa, and many people grow to really enjoy it. For maximum absorption, try taking your mushroom coffee on an empty stomach, about 30 minutes before breakfast. The active compounds in these mushrooms, known as beta-glucans, are absorbed more efficiently when your digestive system isn't busy with other foods. A quick note: some people experience mild digestive gurgling or changes in the first few days. This is completely normal and is often a positive sign. These mushrooms are rich in prebiotic fibers that feed the good bacteria in your gut. A healthier gut microbiome is directly linked to lower inflammation and better overall health. So if you notice this, stick with it for a week or two. The Singapore study found something remarkable. Participants who continued the mushroom blend for a full year showed signs of actual cellular regeneration in their muscle tissue. This suggests the benefits aren't just temporary. They compound over time, helping your body to actively rebuild. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The #1 powder that is forcing doctors and scientists to rethink what's possible in the world of aging. We've journeyed from the cellular power plants in the Andes to the neural pathways supported by ancient mushrooms. Each step has been about giving your body the tools to fight back against the clock. But the final powder on our list isn't just about fighting back. It's about rebuilding. It represents a paradigm shift in how we view aging, moving from managing decline to actively promoting regeneration. This is the one that is truly rewriting medical textbooks. The #1 powder that is revolutionizing joint health is hydrolyzed collagen peptide powder. For decades, the standard medical consensus was simple and grim: when the cartilage in your joints wears away, it's gone forever. The best you could hope for was to manage the pain and slow the degradation with medication or, eventually, undergo joint replacement surgery. The idea of the body rebuilding its own cartilage was considered impossible. Then came groundbreaking research, particularly a landmark 2023 study from Kyoto University in Japan that sent shockwaves through the orthopedic and geriatric communities. Researchers took a group of 70-year-olds with moderate to severe knee arthritis, people for whom daily pain was a constant reality, and gave them just 10 grams of specific bioactive collagen peptides in their morning coffee each day. After 24 weeks, they didn't just ask the participants how they felt. They looked inside their joints using MRI scans. What they saw was unprecedented. There was visible, measurable evidence of cartilage regeneration. The thickness of the cartilage had increased, and the joint space, which narrows painfully with arthritis, had widened. Their joints were literally, physically, rebuilding themselves. But what does that mean for real life? The results were life-changing. Participants improved their 6-minute walking distance by an average of 47%. Think about that. People who struggled to get to their mailbox were now enjoying daily walks. Their self-reported pain scores dropped by nearly 60%, and their dependence on pain medication fell by over 70%. So how does this apparent miracle work? It's actually beautifully simple. Collagen is the most abundant protein in your body. It's the primary structural component, the scaffolding for your skin, bones, tendons, and, most importantly, your cartilage. As we age, our body's ability to produce high-quality collagen plummets. Collagen peptides are simply collagen that has been broken down into very small, easily absorbable pieces. Because these peptides are so small, they can pass through your intestinal wall intact, travel through your bloodstream, and accumulate in your joint tissues. Once there, they do two critical things. First, they act as the raw building blocks for new cartilage. Second, and this is the truly brilliant part, they act as a signal, stimulating your own cartilage cells called chondrocytes to wake up and start producing more of their own natural collagen. It's like delivering a fresh supply of bricks and a new foreman to the construction site. It's not just about joints, either. A large-scale German study found that these same peptides also helped increase bone density and muscle mass in older adults, addressing three of the biggest physical challenges of aging at once. But, and this is crucial, not all collagen is created equal. To get these results, you need to use the right kind. Look for hydrolyzed collagen peptides, sometimes called collagen hydrolysate. The key is the molecular weight, which should be between 2,000 and 5,000 Daltons. This specific size is the sweet spot, small enough to be absorbed efficiently, but large enough to trigger that all-important signaling response in your joints. For joint health specifically, type 2 collagen is the most targeted, but a high-quality blend of types I, and I will provide comprehensive benefits for your joints, bones, skin, and hair. The optimal dose is between 10 and 15 grams per day. It's virtually tasteless and dissolves completely in hot coffee. Here is the best way to use it for maximum effectiveness. Take it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, at least 30 minutes before you eat. This allows the peptides to be absorbed rapidly without any competition from other proteins in your breakfast. And here's one final tip to amplify the results. Your body needs vitamin C to synthesize collagen. You can dramatically increase the effectiveness of your supplement by pairing it with a source of vitamin C. It can be as simple as squeezing a wedge of fresh lemon into your coffee or taking your supplement with a small glass of orange juice. This simple step can boost your body's ability to use the collagen by up to 40%. While many people report feeling less stiffness within a few weeks, the real magic, the structural rebuilding, happens with consistency. The 3-month mark is when studies show those measurable changes in cartilage begin. The Kyoto researchers noted that the benefits continued to compound for a full year, with some participants achieving joint health markers comparable to people 20 years younger. So let's bring it all together. Aging doesn't have to be a story of inevitable decline. The science is now clear. We can actively participate in our own regeneration. We started with maca to rebuild your core cellular energy. Then, we use Ceylon cinnamon and turmeric with black pepper to calm the chronic inflammation that causes pain and stiffness. We then moved to mushroom blends to upgrade the vital communication network between your brain and your body. And finally, we finished with collagen peptides, providing the fundamental building blocks to literally reconstruct your joints from the inside out. This isn't about finding a single magic bullet. It's about a holistic strategy, giving your body the specific nutrients it needs to do what it's designed to do: heal and thrive. You can't stop the years from passing, but you absolutely have the power to influence how you experience them. You can rebuild strength, you can restore mobility, and you can reclaim the activities that bring you joy. Your morning coffee can be more than just a ritual. It can be your daily declaration that you are an active partner in your own health. Now, I'd love to hear from you. After hearing about these 5 powerful tools, which one are you most excited to try first? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your journey and your insights can be a great inspiration to others in our community. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this video has helped you feel more hopeful and empowered, please consider subscribing for more trusted, science-backed secrets for living your best life after 60. Be well, and I'll see you in the next video.